Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter. In May of 2025, a mother of three is expected home, but she never arrives. Days pass, then weeks, then months. At first, there is no publicly known crime scene, no body, no answers. Just a family searching for someone they love. With each passing day, the questions only grow. What happened during the hours after she disappeared? And why would it take months for this case to begin revealing answers? This is the story of Joynell Brandon. Joynell Brandon was 43 years old. She lived in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. She was a mother of three, and according to her family, she was a loving mother and a kind person who shared her love with the people around her. When she stopped communicating, those who knew her became concerned. When police asked the public for help finding her, they described Joynell as 5 feet 2 inches tall. She had brown eyes, a nose ring, and distinctive scars on her neck and arm. Police also said she needed medication and did not have it with her. As the hours passed and no one heard from Joynell, that fact became even more concerning. Because the longer she remained missing, the more urgent the search became. On the night of May 13th, 2025, Joynell was dropped off at a residence on Fluker Avenue. According to court documents cited by local media, her daughter later told police that she had dropped her mother off around 10 o'clock p.m. Later that night, Joynell sent a text message. According to the affidavit, she asked that the door be left unlocked. Then nothing. No other publicly reported communications from Joynell. By the next morning, she had not returned, and no one had heard from her. For those close to her, that was enough to cause concern. On May 14th, she was reported missing. As news of the disappearance spread, friends and family began searching for answers. Her photo began appearing across social media. Family members spoke to the media. Police asked the public for help. But as the days passed, Joynell remained missing, and no one seemed to know what had happened to Joynell. Pine Bluff police continued investigating, following leads. And as they did, investigators said they received information about who may have been with Joynell after she was last seen. Investigators received information about a possible sighting at a residence on East Harding Avenue. Court documents reported by the Pine Bluff Commercial states a witness told police that Joynell left with a man in a white box truck. That man was later identified as Tony Thompson Jr. According to the affidavit, Thompson told investigators that he had been with Joynell. He provided investigators with an account of where he said they went that night. According to court documents, he said they visited a business on East Barracue Street before he later dropped her off near East 2nd Avenue and Pennsylvania Street. As investigators continued working the case, they also continued collecting evidence. And over time, that evidence would help guide the investigation. For months, the case remained a missing person investigation. No remains were found, no public confirmation of what had happened, and no public arrest. While Joynell's family searched for answers, investigators kept working the case. Court documents reveal one of the items they examined was the white box truck mentioned by a witness. Inside, investigators reportedly found a fired 9mm shell casing. The investigation continued. And for months, the answers remained out of reach. On July 16, 2025, according to the affidavit, investigators received crime lab results. Those results reportedly identified Joynell Brandon's blood inside the box truck, including areas near the driver's side and passenger area. For months, investigators had been searching for answers. Now, they had a new piece of the evidence. Yet, despite that discovery, one thing had not changed. Joynell Brandon was still missing. As summer turned to fall, the search continued. Pine Bluff police released additional public appeals, asking anyone with information to come forward. They made it clear that the investigation was still active. By then, fall had arrived, but despite months of work, and despite the evidence investigators had collected, Joynell still had not been found. But before the year ended, the case would move from investigation to prosecution. After more than 7 months of investigation, prosecutors would announce that criminal charges had been filed. On December 29, 2025, Pine Bluff Police announced that the Jefferson County Prosecuting Attorney's Office had filed charges against 31-year-old Tony Thompson, Jr. Thompson was charged with first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. A judge set Thompson's bond at $1 million. But those charges did not come out of nowhere. Court documents filed in the case provide additional details about evidence investigators said they recovered. According to court documents reported by KATV, crime lab testing reportedly linked a Glock 17 recovered from Thompson's home to the shell casing found inside the box truck. The court documents also referenced the presence of Joynell's blood in the vehicle. On January 7, 2026, Tony Thompson Jr. made his first court appearance. According to media reports, he entered a plea of not guilty. At the time of this recording, the case has not been resolved in court. And like every person charged with a crime, Thompson is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. While the case continues, the central question remains: where is Joynell? Just 1 day later, on January 8th, Joynell should have been celebrating her 44th birthday. Instead, her family gathered at Lake Sarazen in Pine Bluff. They released balloons, they honored her, and they spent her birthday without her. Her daughter, Markeisha Johnson, spoke about the emotional toll the case has taken on their family. She said, "It's been a hard process dealing with everything. But through it all, I still see light through her spiritually and the love that she shared on everybody." Our thoughts are with Joynell Brandon's family, children, and loved ones. As we close this episode, sharing Joynell's story helps keep attention on her case. If you have any information about this case, contact the Pine Bluff Police Detective Office, the tip line, or dispatch. Contact details are listed in the show notes. For more cases and updates, follow Hunting for Answers. You can also connect with us through our Facebook group and find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, if there's a story you believe deserves attention, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.